Hello, Dan. Super happy to have you here.
Hey,
So,
good to talk to you, lad.
yes, it's been a long time. What?
What do you mean? It's not been a long time. It's been never. We've never talked.
Okay, we have been chatting for a long time then.
True.
Since your Yamaha video of your prototype, I never left off your channel, so you got me good on that one.
What do you mean? That's top secret. I can't tell you the truth about that, but I can tell you exclusive right now that there is the second prototype,
Oh,
which I have. There was another team who's made a competing Alpha Hawk, and the video will come out this winter.
oh, that's gonna be crazy. If it's crazy like the first one,
Yeah.
it's gonna be good. I can't wait for that. You don't have any leaked document about it, huh?
Did you get my NDA? I sent it over just before.
Uh,
Did you need to sign that?
I don't love NDA, but I have to sign them for the magazine. I can sign them for you, but that's gonna ruin the fun for all our people. So we're gonna just the rest of the interview.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm
But
super happy to have you here. So you come from New Zealand and now you're in Japan, and
yeah.
you were a skier and now you're a snowmobiler. Do you still ski?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I'm not as much as I used to, but I used to ski and snowboard
Okay.
all around the world because I was a ski instructor, ski bum. And but once you start snowmobiling, it gets really. I just can't
Yeah.
stop.
Eh,
But we do. Yeah, no, I still ski a bit.
it's fun to go fast uphill too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, and all the skiing, um, it helps you. It's the same. It helps your snowmobiling. So if you can ski or snowboard, you kind of know what snow does.
Yeah.
You jump on a snowmobile, it's like, yes.
Yeah, I can do it all the way around, and I don't have any limitation anymore. It's more freedom.
That's right.
You're not bound to gravity, or not that much.
Not in the same
Yeah.
way. No.
For the number of time I get stuck, I can tell you. I know, I know it still has an effect, but I can go more where I want with a snowmobile. So,
True.
what was your first experience on a snowmobile?
Um, Actually, I used to work on ski
Okay.
patrol in New Zealand, and so that's when I first rode a snowmobile. I had to do it for work.
Okay, so
But I have to tell
that
you,
was that boring thing you have to take to go uphill.
well, it was pretty interesting. But I tell you, it's amazing. Although I rode for work for like 3 years, I had no idea about them. I didn't know how they worked. I didn't know what a track was, what a lug was. I knew nothing. I learned nothing. I can't believe it now, and I liked it. But it was just a work tool. And and then when I came to Japan and I bought this house in the country, um, this rundown, broken house, there was a Yamaha Ovation
Okay.
with the house sitting out front. I've been sitting there for 5 years with no so got it going and thought, shit, this is pretty good.
Yeah, that feeling. And you don't need to have a big engine to have that feeling. Like you start it, and I have plenty fun on a whole 250 Tundra, and I'm like, oh yeah, that could be the best day on snow. If
Yeah,
if it is what you
that's
have, you're
right.
in snow and you're powered on snow, and it's cool. It's fun.
Yeah, so I rode those things, those air-cooled Yamahas for 6 years
Okay.
and had no idea about, mountain
Mm.
riding, even though I lived on a mountain. If there was too much snow, I just couldn't ride.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't realize that you could
You were just
get a
getting
big
chunk at the time, huh?
and yeah, God, and now it's ruined my life.
it, it took control.
It ruined my bank account
It
anyway.
took control over it. Well, I see that you have a do and you have a cat
Yeah.
for your main machine, because I think you're a bit of a collectioner. I saw your video about you need help, and you were showing all your your snowmobile.
Yeah. Well, they just they accumulate. It's don't know how it happens. Don't know how it happens, but there was a cat dealer down the road, so that's the only reason I bought a
Uh-huh.
cat because there's a local guy 5 minutes drive away.
Oh, perfect.
But then I met another dealer and got a Skidoo, and that was pretty good too. And but then I rode an Alpha and thought, shit, that is fantastic. So and one day I guess I'll get a Polaris and I'll get the full set.
Well, wait for the next generation. That will be my call. Uh,
Next generation of
yes,
Polaris.
because they just put out the VR1, the Matrix chassis for the trail sled.
Uh,
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
something is coming for the month and in the next year or two.
Yeah, you see, because you do lots of sled reviews, eh? You seem to get all the different sleds to
Oh
ride
yeah, I
and
got. I can't remember how I got. Transporter, expedition. I touched a Dude Turbo, a Summit. Um,
ooh,
I Chaos last year, 6 or 7, brand new.
nice.
Expedition Extreme 20 inch. That one is a crazy one. Uh,
20-inch
Large, yes, and my
wide, 20-inch wide. Like my Ovation is 20 inches long for the track.
it's basically a Summit, but with a larger tunnel, and
Yeah,
it's
for the big
for the
guys.
big guys, but for the guy that want to work too. So it's
Yeah,
you,
towing firewood and dead animals and
yeah, and you got the 850 in it, so it's exactly like your do. You're just gonna it's gonna wheelie, it's gonna do all your side healing, all
yeah,
the stuff. It's just a bit less nimble than your Summit.
yeah. I love the Do engine, the 850. It's fantastic, fantastic engine. So much torque
Oh,
downloads.
it's pulling strong for sure. That thing is a wheelie machine if you're not set up, or if you're set up for it.
Yeah,
um,
but they're all good.
yeah, well, they all of their specialty. Like in the deep, the Alpha is one heck of a machine.
Mm, mm.
On the
Yeah.
Artback, do you ride your Alpha on the Artback, or you ride you do?
I ride it on my head on a hardback. um, well, last year I spent nearly all winter on the Alpha just because I was having such a good time. And I took the Do out very rarely because the Alpha was a new thing
uh,
and for me, and I was just really enjoying it. And each year I'm getting a little bit better and trying new things, and uh, so I don't know.
oh,
Um,
that's a world of possibility. And when you get used to a sled, you get better with it, and
yeah,
you
that's
don't want to
right.
go back. Like at the moment, I'm getting better on a Gen 4, a Skidoo Gen 4, so I'm very
Uh-huh.
comfortable in that. But as a magazine guy, I have to be comfortable on everything. So it's a learning curve every time.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm really glad. I mean, because the what I've only ridden a Polaris a little bit, but I found it really similar to the Cat. It didn't feel strange at all. It just felt very similar. But if you go from a Cat to a
Oh
Do, it's
yeah,
like holy shit.
it's different.
And like what I love doing is because I go riding with the Do dealer team sometimes, and I ask them to ride my Alpha or the old M8. They just fall off instantly. They can't ride it because all they ever do is ride a Do,
Yeah.
and they cannot adapt. So I like riding different sleds on the same day, or today I ride my Do, tomorrow I ride the Cat, and then I ride a PZ 480 or something.
Yeah.
It just keeps because then you're thinking about what that machine needs, instead of just using a single pattern for your body, and makes you better.
Oh, that's why you're an athlete.
It's the same as skiing or any sport like that,
Yeah.
where you've got to become aware of what
Well, what?
what that situation
Yeah.
needs.
What work? and what will make it work on that gear.
Yeah, and on that snow and that weather and all that other stuff, without getting too nerdy about it. But anyway, it's good fun.
Ah, it's wonderful that you have this opportunity to touch everything.
Yeah, lucky, yeah. And but you know what the snowmobile the community is like when you go out with a bunch of riders. I mean, everyone wants to try
Oh yeah.
everything, and it's really open. And I mean, it's not like going out to a car meet. You know, it's, hey, can I drive your Ferrari? Sure, mate, take it for a thrash. Um,
Make sure there is thread left.
but when you're out, and you don't get that, right?
No.
But you can be out on the hill with a bunch of people with $20,000 sleds, and it's like, mate, go for it.
Oh yeah.
And if you roll it sideways down the hill, no one gets too upset.
Oh, it's they can do the same with yours. So
Yeah,
me, I have problem with magazine, but it's a bit it's a different story. I cannot break stuff. I don't have the the right to break stuff.
yeah,
So I I'm looking into buying something because someday I want to be able to say, okay, I'm gonna trash that machine and it's okay. Now I have to be cautious about everything. That skidoo need to be pristine. That polish need to be pristine. Otherwise, it's all off my
gotcha.
pocket right now.
Yeah, you've got to deliver it back in one piece.
Exactly, and pristine about that.
Yeah,
If I have a snowmobile and I broke a panel, they're gonna be tire wrapped for a few days for sure.
yep,
It's not
yeah.
something I can do on a borrow machine.
It's amazing what they take though, eh? Considering what you the weather they go out and the temperatures and the water and the stuff you hit.
Oh,
It's amazing that most days, to me, you get on your sled in the morning, you ride all day, and you can ride back, even if stuff's broken. It's very few days where you can't make it back to the road end, you know?
well, you're a bit of a black end, so you're a cheater. But yes, I agree to that too. And I see what you're doing with your snowmobile. I called it Brushwalker.
The bushwhacker, yeah. Yeah, you told me that. And actually, I wrote that when I saw that. I don't know if you saw in one of my videos, I put a label on my on my on my
Oh,
Alpha
okay.
on the dash. I was hoping you might see it in the video, but it's there. It's called the
It
bushwhacker.
might have passed too fast for me. Oh, that's good. Let me look at my question in a moment. So,
Yeah, sure.
for how long have you been snowboarding?
Well, we got this. It must be. I got my first mountain sled in 2016.
Okay, so it's a 4 year progression.
So, uh, yeah, but before that, I was riding all
Oh,
these Yamaha air cooled things out the back.
yeah.
And like I say, I didn't even know. I just thought powder meant you couldn't ride anymore because it got stuck. And then I met the local gang, and actually, the first sled where I realized that what these things could do. I mean, I was too dumb to even look at YouTube, but was a PZ 480.
Okay.
I found it at this secondhand store online, and I bought it secretly. I got my friend to buy it, so it didn't come through my bank account, so my wife wouldn't see it. That was sled number 4. Now she's given up. But it was a PZ with a long. It had been lengthened to like a 153 or 146,
Okay.
maybe something like that, with deep paddles.
Hmm.
And that's when I realized that you should ride a sled standing up, and that the powder is good, and you can go places. And so after 2 years on that, the local dealer talked me into buying a proper sled, an M8, and never looked back.
Oh, that's crazy. That's cool.
But you know what though? I met a guy on the hill up behind my house one time, and he had a Do 800 massive racing machine, and he kept offering me a ride on it, and I refused for 2 winters. I would not sit on it, because I basically I knew if I sat on it and
It's
rode it,
wrong. It's done.
the deal was done. So I held off for 2 years, and then I gave up, and I've been buying sleds ever since. I have to hide them around the property.
Yeah, luckily you have an old pig farm, so you can hide it everywhere.
That's right, the pig farm.
That's give you a lot of place to store your stuff.
Yeah, but not just my stuff. All my mates bring their shit up here too and say, "Oh, just gonna put the sled in there."
Oh, I know a guy that do
Yeah,
that.
Tokyo, there's not much space.
I am one of them.
Yeah, but you know, you got to have sheds. You got to have a lot of sheds.
Yeah,
That's just a fact.
and you made a pretty cool one for your main garage, or I don't know how you call it. Your main storage, where you have a 2-story where you put snowmobile on the top.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, that was kind of a Christmas present one year, and built the shed, and then pretty quickly filled it with snowmobiles.
Well, I think it's the journey. I think it was amazing for us viewer to see that and see, look, how you have fun building all this stuff. To store is fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's like you're an handyman, and I think it's transcending in your channel too.
Yeah, well, look, I guess there are thousands of YouTube channels with people who are amazing riders. If you want to watch some really good snowmobile riding, you know, it's all over the place. But I figured there aren't that many foreigners living in Japan
Oh, lifestyle.
riding snowmobiles who can who can make videos about it. So I put up a bit of stuff that
Uh,
might be interesting,
and it was
bit of fun.
absolutely interesting, and it's a very different lifestyle, and I see that your winter are pretty cool, and uh,
Yeah,
I don't think most people have a good winter as you do.
yeah, it is pretty good on the whole. But mind you, look, what about BC and west coast of Canada and Idaho and down those places? I mean, they're incredible
Oh
too,
yeah,
aren't
yeah, yeah, they have a
they? Yeah,
lot of snow, and they are already riding right now.
yeah,
Mountain riding, because here I sent you a picture this morning, October
yeah. It
29,
was
and there
snowing.
is snow. Back in the mountain, you can ride in the road on the road, but you cannot ride in the field.
Yeah,
It's impossible.
yeah. Well, where I live in Japan, the snow normally we'll get snow in November for sure. We get one or two falls, but it doesn't really start building a base at my house until later in December.
Okay.
Um, but the mountains closer to the sea get snow a bit earlier, and then we're away.
Do
Not long to
do you
go.
do a lot of transportation to get to the mountain?
Yeah. Look, I'm kind of lucky because I can ride from the door. There's forest out the back, and so I can walk out the kitchen door, jump on a sled, and ride. And this summer, I've been making a bit of a terrain park
Oh,
down the bottom of the house, so there's some good spots there. But for the big mountain riding, we throw the sleds on the little Japanese mini
yeah.
trucks, and there's a bunch of different places. I can drive half an hour, or I can drive 2 hours to different spots we have,
Oh, that's cool.
and get to the big mountains.
That's I think it's the perfect transition to talk about Japan. So
Yeah, I don't know anything about
you
Japan.
don't know anything, you just know the mountain, and that's
No.
what I want to know about it. So as you were talking, like if we're looking from Tokyo, how far it is to go riding?
Yeah, so if you, if Tokyo is like 3 o'clock on the clock, and Hokkaido is 12 o'clock up north,
Okay.
So that's like 8 hours drive away or a plane trip. Hokkaido is a different planet, right?
Yeah.
Amazing snowmobiling up there. It's fantastic. But from Tokyo, where I live, I'm basically at 10 o'clock, and it's about 2 hours out of Tokyo. It's not far.
Okay.
And so within those 2 hours, it's super crowded. There's 16 million people, right?
Okay. So
But as soon as you leave the plane and drive up into the mountain, everyone's gone.
perfect. It's
That's where I live.
all right. That's cool. That's exactly like how it work here. Like most of the people are around the river or in the
Yeah,
plain. Where I live, it's all coastal. All the village or the town are just around that peninsula, and nobody's in the
yeah.
center. And all the mountain are in the center. So
Perfect. You know, and that's what we love.
direct access. From most of them, you just do like a 20-minute trail riding, and then you're in the mountain.
Hmm. Love it.
Ah, I see.
And I think, see, sort of Japanese countryside is not really um, it's underappreciated by the Japanese, in my view.
Okay,
So we've got this aging population. There are thousands and thousands of houses that have been abandoned because the old folks die. The
retirement
kids
house.
long ago moved to the city. They don't want to go and live in some crappy house in the country.
Wow.
And
Uh,
so
you give me idea.
you know, and so yeah, and they say crappy houses, but I mean, I bought a crappy house in the country. It's fantastic. So it's underappreciated. It's pretty cheap. You don't have to be rich to be able to live in a good place in the country here. Whereas down, where I'm from in New Zealand, if I wanted to buy a place like this, which is in the mountains, in snow country, near lakes, all the things that I love, I would have to be a
Hmm,
multi-millionaire to be able to afford it, in Queenstown on the South Island or something. And it still wouldn't be as good as here in terms of the snow season, right?
yeah. So.
So Japan, don't tell anyone, it's a secret. Okay.
Okay, we're
Don't
gonna
tell
cut that part.
anyone. But it's not that much of a secret because there's quite a few non-Japanese people who come here who may be working in the city and they go, "Holy shit, can't believe it! 2 hours out of the city and you've got everything."
Wow.
So it's good.
That's good, and that's good for the people that like this because you're not in a crowded area. You're gonna have fresh pow when you want some. That's one of
Yeah.
the problem here. Like I was telling you before the interview, we have like 9 guiding services around. So
Well,
much of our stuff is track. We fight for it.
yeah.
Um, and luckily I can go on
Yeah.
private land, but you can only do so much before you track yourself out.
Yeah.
So that's good too.
Yeah. It was the same skiing, but that's when you get into, like, you asked about whether I still ski. With a sled, you can throw your snowboard or skis on, you can ferry each other up,
Yeah,
you can go to your own ski hill, right?
exactly.
And like that guy from Dave Nerona, he does a lot of that. And that we're doing more of that around here too, where we just take the take the skis and the boards, a couple of sleds, and get into it.
Oh, that's cool. That's a very good feeling. We do that with the kid too. We get
Hmm.
them on a skid and they just go downhill and we get them back at the bottom and pull them up and we do this
Yep.
at the Sugar Shack and we enjoy it a lot.
What's the sugar shack?
Sugar Shack, basically you're taking maple syrup and you boil it until it's becoming a candy that you put on snow, and it's hardening, and
Yeah.
you have a very tasteful sugar candy that is hardening on snow. So it's
God, that is so Canadian.
yes, it is.
Couldn't be more Canadian. Like maple syrup on snow when you feed your kids on it.
Yeah. And after that, well, you get them on the slope because they're gonna be crazy sugar rush.
No, it's
You have
good.
to make them move.
Yep.
Um, so what is the typical season for you? So when do you start? When do it stop?
Yeah. So it's basically December to April, but most years we can ride through May.
Okay.
And if you head up north, um, you can often ride later. There's one place I haven't been there, but they only start riding in late April because it's just there's too much snow to access it. I'm not sure what the exact story
Okay.
is, but it's basically that sort of length of season. If you get lucky, you might ride in November, but not very often.
Yeah, I know the drill. We,
It's a stupid sport,
yes.
right? You buy these ridiculously expensive machines,
You walk them
and
around
nine,
rock, brush, all that kind of stuff.
and they sit in the garage most of the year,
Yeah,
right?
taking space.
Yeah.
Uh,
God, it's worth it though.
oh yeah, oh yeah. You look at that on paper, and it's plain stupidity. But get on it, and
Yeah.
you will regret what you regret.
Yeah. I mean, it only takes like it really only takes one incredible day
Yeah.
to make, in my mind, to make a season because you never forget it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like even last year was a really crap season, right? It was the worst winter in 70 years,
Ooh.
and but still had an amazing season. Um, and one of the first days was basically a meter of snow on nothing. So there was no
Oh
snow,
wow.
then it snowed a meter, and
So no base.
and it was my first day on the Alpha.
Okay, yeah, I saw that
Um,
thing. I saw you running that day. But it's
yeah,
never the same when you're looking at someone on YouTube and having the feeling on that pow and oh, I get the
yeah.
jig.
And so you remember that part, and you forget the fact that it rained or it didn't snow much or whatever bad stuff
Yeah.
happened. So it's intense.
Oh yeah. Last year we got one giant snow dump, and it was the day where at the magazine we had a congress. So uh, every year we bring all the people together, cram them in some
Yep.
shacks, and we go snowmobiling. So there is a bunch of guys that go trail and another guy that go
Hmm.
mountain. And we were super lucky because it was dumping all weekend, and we got some
Ah, beautiful.
fresh thing all weekend. And we were invited to some place, and basically it's all private owned land. And we had a guide, and he was bringing us around. And every time we will see a field with open power, we were just turning around, doing some loops, and
Yeah. Hey, I did you make a video of
uh
that? I think I
yeah,
saw
I
it.
made a video of that. But after two field, the guy just turned around, dude. There is 100 of them, and are you gonna do this on all the field we meet? Because we're gonna see 100 of them. So we have to progress, have some fun while we're progressing. Don't just turn
Right.
around and do some loops, guys. We're
But you were so excited about being in powder, right? You just
exactly
wanted to ride every single slope.
exactly like
Yeah.
we're not used to that. Where we ride, it's all trench, and we have to fight for powder.
Yeah.
And now you tell me that we have 100 fields that we can do that.
Yeah. That's why when I saw that, I was thinking, man, that is different terrain from where he normally rides. How come Pierre suddenly got on this powder snow? Has he been bullshitting? And now I understand why you
Yeah.
had that different
Yeah,
day.
yeah. Well, Quebec is as very different. So you can be in a plane, or you can have these small hills that are really round and with a lot of tree on
Yeah.
them. And basically, you cannot tree ride because they're they're tight packed like this.
Super
Yeah.
tight. Yeah.
So you're just doing the you're just taking the road where people build some road, and you just pass through it.
Yeah.
But where I live, it's mountainous area. You can do open because there is place where there is was some logging, and there is
Yep.
place where you have only the you have a nice tree spacing. You can do tree ride, you can creek ride. I'm not that good, so I cannot do all these crazy things. But I want to get into it. So that's the
Yeah.
part about it. Um, but we have a lot of different terrain and a lot of different opportunity for snow. But I guess it's for another day.
Mm.
We're here to talk about Japan. So And
I want to know about Canada. I love Canada, man.
oh, it's a good place, and I will be happy to have you here and bring you on the slow anytime you want to come. Just tell me in advance. I mean, we're gonna arrange something for sure.
I went to Toronto for the first time, to Eastern Canada for the first time last year, the year before, and that's when I realized why all you guys have got trail systems. It was so flat
Yeah.
because I was used to BC on the west coast, as you know, Pembleton, is it? Up near all those amazing places to ride.
Yeah.
And
We got a lot in. I never go there, but it's amazing. Like Valimont, Revelstoke,
yeah,
where they have the Grizzly Lodge. There is.
Fernie is Fernie in Fernie, isn't that one of your places
I cannot know for
in
sure.
BC?
I
Fernie,
think, yeah, I
yeah,
heard of the name, but it's too many to remember them all.
yeah.
And there is some.
In Japan, we've got Revelstoke too.
Oh, you got it.
Hokkaido is the Revelstoke of Japan.
Oh, okay.
That's that's the real snow country for big mountain riding and just massive terrain.
So, oh, it's tree spacing in your in Japan, most likely.
Hey, it really varies. There's a lot of really tight
Okay.
trees, which so I guess it's probably in the States and in BC, it seems like there's lots of terrain with good spacing of
Yeah.
trees. I think in Japan, you don't get it so
Okay.
frequently. So you got to pick your
So
area.
it's most likely like here.
Yeah, it's tighter. But having said that, there's still definitely some amazing areas where, depending on the type of forest, if it's native Japanese hardwoods, you'll have a wider
Okay.
spacing, and because they grow wider and so they shade underneath them, so they're further apart, and then you get fantastic glade
Oh
tree
wow.
skiing up, down, sideways. But if you're getting into the cedar
Okay.
forests, they're normally pretty damn tight because the trees grow up like that, close. But it's all good. I love it.
Um, that's cool because
And
you can touch a bit of everything. And I saw you in the spring trying
yeah,
to find some snow bridge. So there is some
yeah,
creek riding too in your location.
yeah, yeah. There's creek riding. Yeah, that was a funny day. But yeah, I'm just only the last. I think last year I really got into tree
Okay.
riding and realized got enough confidence to hit not so many of them and miss most of them. And I mean, it's good because I'm never going to be a guy jumping in the air 5,000 feet
Hmm.
like like
The
Kasturki and all
sled neck.
those dudes. Um, so yeah, so I'm going to stay on the ground pretty much most of the time, and so in the trees is
Oh, the
it's really
tree
good.
riding is a heck of a discipline. I have some good buddies that are really good into it, and it's amazing to see how far you can go and how fast you can go when you're good with it.
Yeah, yeah, it's a real challenge, and like I like the way you use the word discipline, right?
Yes.
It's exactly right because I mean it's just like skiing in the trees. It's like you're
Uh,
fatalistically looking at the tree, don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree. So you've got to
at the moment,
you've got to see the pathway.
yeah. At the moment, your eyes are fixed onto it. It's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a magnet.
So it's a magnet, yeah, the tree magnet. So you got to, you got to have the pathway, and you got to look ahead. You got to, I mean, all the basics. But bloody hell, it's good.
Oh,
It's good
it's a
fun.
good sport.
And so once I got into trees, it doubles your terrain. So all the places I used to ride suddenly became 3 times as big
Yeah.
because
Wow. Reaction
you're
time.
riding all the parts that I never used to go.
And you got all this spacing in your mind, like, because normally you would have to react, and now you have, oh, I have more than a quarter of a second to take a decision. That's amazing.
That's right. Yeah. Your tolerances get narrower and narrower, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. And you
Yeah.
made that in only 4 years. That's the other crazy part. How many days on snow you do you take?
Uh, I used to probably get 30,
Oh, that's
30 days easy. look, I've done plenty of riding, you know. I'm a pretty slow learner overall, but in the last couple of years, I've worked it out a little bit. And I just think of all those years I wasted riding air-cooled Yamahas. I could have been in the mountains, but that was all fun.
Oh, we don't have to be shy of this. I mean, I spent most of my year doing that. I started at 8 year old, and I was doing eight in front of my house, in the field in front of the house, and these were my
Yeah.
best snowmobiling years. I just come from school, put some gas in the whole machine, pull the cord, and
Mm.
jump the road, and then I'm on the field and I'm doing eight, and I'm doing that until I don't
Yeah.
have gas anymore.
Right. And we still have some great days in spring here because, you know, like I said, we can ride from the house. So a couple of mates come around and it's that hard spring
Hmm.
snow, really
So you
grippy.
can go everywhere.
And you can't ride the big sleds on it. You're going to overheat. And so we take the fanners up, the 340 PZ. We got short and long tracks, and you can go anywhere in the forest above my house, and you don't get stuck because it's nice and firm. And they're some of the best days, you know. And you're trying these big mountain riding techniques on an Ovation 340 with a lug about, you know, a 5 millimeter lug.
Oh, they
But
you still
yeah,
get
it's
on the
bloody good
side.
fun. Yeah, you get it on the side and hit the trees and pretend you're super cool. Chase the bears around. It's good.
So you have bears in your location?
Yeah, not as big as your bears though. Jesus, Canadian bears are just enormous.
Well, West Canadian bear are enormous. North Canadian bear are enormous. East Canadian bear are medium size.
What's that? Do they not get enough maple syrup or something?
Well, it's a different species. We have black bear, and most
Yeah,
likely north we have white bear, polar bear. So they are
yeah,
ginormous, and
yeah,
I might have a picture. I will show it in once we edit that thing. And
yeah.
out west they have grizzly, and grizzly are not small. Yeah.
Massive. Yeah. We were up the other day. I'm making this mountain bike track, and we walked up with a chainsaw to clear some of the log fall, and there's a bear up there, so we had to turn around. I'm not a big fan of bears, to be honest. I'd quite like them not to be here, but
Yeah. Uh,
anyway, they mainly keep out of sight.
well, here they are very nervous about humans. So you start talking, and it's like you gotta hit them, and they just run. But
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much the same here. They melt away. So, like I've met wildlife biologists around this area surveying, and they say, look, the bears are there. There's tons of them. If you sit downwind and wait patiently, you'll almost certainly see them. But like you said, as soon as they know you're there, they just
they vanish. They
disappear,
turn around you.
vanish.
Um,
But if you scare them here, like if my mate got attacked by a bear the other day and had to go to hospital for a bit, but it was just a bear was looking feeding or something and got a
okay,
surprise.
so
He sort of walked into it,
oops,
and the bear went, "Oi, bugger off!" And
that's not good.
no,
Sometimes I have feeling when I'm hunting, I have feeling that I've been watched, and it was one of the day was my one of the worst bear encounter. I encountered two different bear in the same day. I
yeah,
was leaving my hunt, and I just walk around, and I'm cracking in the forest, so I'm moose hunting. So I call moose, and I'm thinking I have a moose in front of me. I have to go to fetch it and see where it is. Never
yeah,
saw it, but I was feeling his presence, but not able to saw it. I'm leaving. I'm
huh,
coming back to the exact same spot, and when I'm just entering my hunting ground, there is this ginormous bear, or his belly was almost touching the ground, like, and that was the thing that was stalking me all morning. And I was like, okay,
stalking, right, just following
yeah.
you. Yeah,
So
tasty
yeah,
breakfast.
and he's a fat one. He's not gonna run for long.
What, the bear or you?
Me.
I can imagine both of you out in the forest, the bear sort of chasing you and getting all tired, and you're getting tired, and you say, "Look, should we just agree? We're both overweight. Let's stop this, all right?"
We're gonna take this another day.
See, See you back here Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. We'll fight.
And so that was my first encounter of the day. And then I moved to another area and then started calling moose. And I was having a feeling that I've been watched. Like there's something that is doing noise in the wood, but it's not getting out. And my father-in-law is coming too, and he's joining me. And I heard cracking the wood. So there's a moose moving, and it was not a moose. That was a bear that was sitting like 200 feet away from me, just watching what I was doing all day long.
So when you're calling moose, do you use a satellite phone or just your regular cell phone?
Most likely vocal.
Okay. How do you have to like ask them really nicely to get their number? Hey, Moosey, give me your number. I'll give you a call sometime.
Well, you have to cheat on them, and you have to make it look like you're their girlfriend. So you ask them, hey, do you want to have a date? It's gonna be a hot date, really hot,
hot and hairy.
So that's the forest life for me. That's why I'm very buzzy in the October season, because I'm always in the forest. Like I'm taking most of my vacation there, and that's where I really live, because like I'm working this 6x7 office, and I'm doing just that all day long. So when I'm getting to weekend, don't pull the string on me. I'm outside.
Yeah, same here.
So that's the weekend warrior life.
Yeah, but it's good that it sounds like you use your brain during the week.
Too much, but yes.
You got to do all your work, and then a weekend you turn brain off, head into the forest, or turn different brain on.
Oh yeah, different.
Turn snowmobile brain on.
Different brain. Of course, there's so much to learn in snowmobiling or hunting or everything you do. There's so many ways to get to a master degree, and that's one of my issue in life. I want to learn more. I never stop learning, so it's getting problematic because I'm not comfortable being bad. And mountain snowmobiling is one of these things that you're bad.
So it's eating away.
Yeah.
Gotta do more.
I have to do more. I have to practice more. So when you're telling me you do 30 days of riding a year, well, it's telling me that I have to do more and to get better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm lucky, like I say, and this winter I'll probably do more riding than ever because I'm working at home. So
so a little
so long as just
break. I don't have any meeting left. Oh, let's go. 2 hour riding.
Don't tell my colleagues. Yeah, for sure. I think I'm going to make it a mission to ride a different sled every day. And not always the same cat or the same duo on a different sled, and ride every day.
Oh, that's good.
If there's snow outside, I'm going to ride. I don't care, what. So that'll be interesting.
And we're talking about snowmobile, but do you know about snowbike? You have read it?
Yeah. Well, a mate down the road who lives just a couple of K away, he is a big time snow biker. Okay. And so he actually keeps his bike in my shed. And so I've ridden his bike and been through a few trees and seen what it's all about. I got to tell you though, it doesn't excite me as much as snowmobiling. Okay. And I don't know, there's something, it's a bit one-dimensional. I love the power of the snowmobile. I love the fact that snowmobiling is got so many different positions and moves. Look, the good snow bikers are amazing. Where they can go and what they do.
Oh yeah, well they can navigate tighter street space that we could not imagine taking.
And it's so relaxing on your body compared to snowmobiling. You can snow bike all day and feel fresh, unless you're a complete nutcase. Snowmobiling hard all day, it's a workout.
Yeah.
So my plan is, when I'm too old and fucked to be able to snowmobile properly.
So that's in 45 years.
Then I'll go snowbike. Could be next year. next week.
I don't think so. I saw you mocking. I know what you got inside you. Back to backcountry snowmobiling in Japan. What are the rule, or where can you go or not go in Japan?
Hmm. I think access is an issue anywhere, right?
Okay.
And so every country's got issues with road in access and so on. But, I don't actually have a lot of knowledge about what the official rules
Okay.
are, but I do know that where people ride, everyone always is really careful about protecting relationships and making sure that the farmer who owns the bit of land where you park your truck
Is happy
is
about
cool
you.
about
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So I think the culture of respect and care in that sense is fully developed. But you know, I don't have a deep understanding of how it all is meant to work
Okay.
or what the official rules are.
But
Apparently,
you
I
make
learned the
it
other
work.
day, yeah, apparently you can get a snowmobile license in Japan.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell that is, but I haven't got one. And but Japan, they have licenses and qualifications for everything. You can become a licensed walker, so you can teach people how to walk in the
Oh.
forest, and you can train. I mean, how hard can that be? It's like probably going to be left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
Could be left, left if you're a bit hesitant, or left, left, right, right, right.
Depending of the bear.
That's right. So yeah, the answer is don't really know, haven't got a license, but people are really careful about access.
Okay. Yeah, that's
And
a key for everybody around.
yeah,
It's the same here. It's like you want to be want to be in a good standing with all the neighbor.
yeah. And look, like Canada, I think Japan is a pretty polite place on the whole. So like
More than here.
even if you go out
More
mountain
than
biking,
here.
um, if you go mountain biking, in some places, if there's a walker on the trail and they see a mountain bike, it's like, get off your mountain, this is for walking, this is not for mountain biking. And then, but here it's a bit more like, okay, live and let live. It's a lot of people in a small country.
Yeah.
I'll stop, you walk past, we'll keep riding. I mean, I don't know if it's like that everywhere in Japan, but that's that's the sense I get
Oh,
from having
that is perfect.
done these things
A lot
here.
of mutual respect for everybody.
Yeah, or at least polite tolerance.
That
Um,
is amazing. Here,
yeah, don't take my word on that though, because you might come here and find you have a really bad experience. But overall, I think that's how it works here.
oh yeah. Oh, that's better. Here, it's all about fighting for like on Facebook. Oh, you don't have the good brand of snowmobile. Oh, you don't have the you don't ride the good
Oh,
area.
that's bullshit.
Uh,
Yeah.
dude.
Look, the brand thing that really, I got no time for these. I mean, it's fun, giving your friends shit for riding a do or a cat or whatever. But to me it's just fundamentally boring.
Oh yeah.
Um, all this sort of tribal. I Polaris or nothing. I only ride cats out. Skidoo is skidoo to blah blah blah.
Well, I get.
Piss off.
Yeah, yeah. We're in the same standing on that.
Yeah. I mean, I know people have got to make a living, and if you're sponsored by Polaris, you're gonna spend all winter talking shit about how great that is or that this isn't. But
Well,
look,
I think the job of an ambassador right now is talk good about your thing, don't care about the other one. And if you
yeah,
have an occasion, talk good about the other one. That will just show you to your public that you're open to it. One time,
yeah,
Bruin was talking on a podcast, and he said, "I was writing a do, and I was liking it." Oh, did I hear that from Bruin's mouth?
yeah,
And it's like, okay, that's why you're a great ambassador for the sport, because you can recognize what the other are doing great, and just not being.
yeah,
I'm branded to that Polaris thing. I love them. I ride them, and they're great for that. But
yeah,
there is something else elsewhere, and it's also good, and
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
it's
I've
better.
actually
It's better
I've
for the
noticed
sport.
that a bit. I agree, and I think like especially older guys like Barant, he's been around, and um, someone like what's it, Kasturki?
Hmm.
Is it, how do you say it? It's Caleb. I
Caleb,
mean,
yes.
incredible
Oh,
rider
amazing.
and super motivated young guy, but and he's finally got a deal, right? Whatever it is. I mean, none of these guys make a lot of money from being sponsored.
Oh, no,
None of them,
nobody make funny
you
for
know.
being
And
sponsored.
the industry itself doesn't make a lot of money.
No, it's
Um,
it's not crowded enough.
it's a crazy, you know, business to be in.
It's
So I understand that they've got to get the deals, and I used to do this in the ski industry, get the sponsors and the mountain bike and all that stuff. Um, but I do like it when someone like I said Barant, I've heard his podcast, and someone asked him like, "What do you think of the Cat Blast 400, whatever?"
hmm,
And the new mid-sized, and he said, "I think they've done a brilliant job."
yeah. So it's
And
very
then,
open
and
about
then
it.
someone asked him, "What do you think about the Skidoo Turbo?" And he said, "I think it's fantastic, great for the sport. Yeah, I wish Polaris had been first, but
Yeah.
so
And
it,
exactly like it. And I wrote a comment. Did you just say that Polaris is making one? Did you just really
yeah,
reveal one? I
yeah.
never got an
But I
answer on that.
totally understand they've got to do their
Yeah.
job. I get it.
Uh,
It's just gets a bit tedious sometimes when every bloody Instagram post is fantastic new fitting for the bag or the what's it for the thing,
oh yeah.
um
Okay.
and yeah,
And like Snowmobile are getting more instrument and more instrument, and like I don't need anything. I need a suspension. I need an engine to pull me around, and that's basically it.
yeah,
Or I need to know where how many gas I have left in my tank, and
right,
I'm gonna ride. So sometimes the
yeah,
industry is getting away because they want to make more money by sled they're selling. So
yeah. They're selling fewer sleds. They got to. It's I don't know how they make it all work, but good for us. So long as we can find the money,
yeah.
they're all amazing machines, incredibly good.
Oh, there is so much development in like the 5 or 6 last year. Uh, Mountain industry has changed a lot, and you see the chassis, the chassis, especially with the Axis platform, the Gen 4, and the Ascender platform.
Yeah,
Everything has evolved to a point
yeah,
where they're all good machine, and
yeah,
the only thing is you take what is fitting you.
yeah. They all do different things, and uh, like someone like I keep going on, but like Barant, Kasturki, all those guys, you could give them a picnic table with a chainsaw motor, and
But they will make
you
something
know
amazing about it.
they'd be doing something awesome on it. So
Yeah,
can't buy brilliance.
yeah. Uh, and there are some company that put a lot in their marketing. Some others that are slowing on it. Like Articat is going slow in marketing, and Polaris
Yeah,
is paying big bucks. And their well, Caleb was a deal with Polaris, and for a long time he was the face of Articat Trickster. Like nobody could do what he
mm-hmm.
was doing on a cat, or
Yeah,
not that much.
true.
And when he was leaping these rock thing, just going on a rock doing a flip and then hitting that top of the rock and just going down, like nobody's doing that on a snowmobile.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing to watch. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I'm telling myself I will never be there. I can.
Yeah, you can do a lot of it though.
Yeah,
You can do all the stuff on the ground.
yeah,
You can always get a bit better, have a bit more fun.
yeah. And I started jumping on ATVs now, so I don't know if I will get the same tricks on snowmobile, but I love the air.
Huh.
But
Ah,
um, I, I I found we were on a filming crew. I think it's a month ago, and I
yeah,
found a little leap for I had a Yamaha Kodiak 700. So it's not a big machine. It's a average machine in terms of sizing and power, but I had
yeah.
a lot of fun on it, and I found that leap, and I just jammed the throttle, and all wheel just flew off, and I was like, oh yeah, that's the place we have to take a picture. And
Yeah.
and I got some airtime on it. I did it like 4 or 6 times.
Oh, cool.
So we got a lot of picture of me jumping, and usually I'm a solo guy, so nobody's taking picture of me. So it was a gift
Solid.
from life. So to have somebody like, hey, I'm doing a trick for some time, and somebody's snapping that picture. So I don't know if I will get the
Cool.
same vibe doing snowmobile jump.
Yeah, look, it doesn't matter if you're actually only good at, so long as you're good in your mind,
Yeah,
because I do a little jump on a snowmobile about this high,
yeah,
and in my mind, I leapt off a cliff.
yeah, yeah, exactly. These small jumps, but they make you feel great. So I don't know if
Yeah,
the next time you go a little bit bigger and you say, "Hey, that feel amazing! I want to do it again."
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's a craziness of our sport, and now I'm super stoked. There's snowfall right now, and I'm waiting for it.
Oh, really? There's snow falling,
Yeah, as we speak.
snowing today.
Yes. My good buddy Dennis went riding 2 days ago, and I think he's going back today. Um,
Oh, cool,
uh,
man.
he got a brand new backcountry sport for the magazine, and we're testing
Uh-huh.
the new 600 EFI engine,
Yep,
85 HP, and since we're on sea level, we have all the power. So
yep.
that brings me to my next question for you. What is the elevation you're riding? Do you lose power in Japan?
Not so much. We don't get to the big altitudes that, particularly the North American riders
Okay.
get. So Hokkaido is pretty low altitude. Most of the time, you're only riding up to 14 or 1800 meters.
We'll have to try.
So 6,000 feet.
Okay, so you got most of your power.
Yeah, we don't lose much power due to elevation. There's a few places where you might start to lose a bit, but
Not in
um,
a significant way.
no. So you never go up to 9,000 feet.
Okay.
Never. So don't really need a turbo in that respect.
Oh, that's great, and that make
Yeah.
your snowmobile more performant.
Yeah. So like I live at 800 meters.
Okay.
Where I am now is 800 meters. And my local mountain that just goes out my back door here goes up to, I think it's only 1,100 meters.
Okay.
So what's that? 3,500 feet or
Yeah.
something?
So
3,000 feet.
so
Um,
you're riding in the elevation I am in the mountain.
oh, really?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
top of the mountain here are at 3,000 something.
Yeah.
So
There are higher peaks around we sometimes go to, but in general, nothing extreme. Don't have to worry about it.
so your engine are performing really well in these situations. So you get the full power.
Yeah, engine performs really well. Rider, not so well.
It depends. uh,
In my mind, though, God, I'm good.
well, and it's the mentality you must have. You must feel confident about your move because I'm an hesitant guy on snow, and it's causing me tons of problems. So if you're in your mind and you're minded like I'm gonna do that thing, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
The day I'm biting, I am aggressive with it, and I'm just riding better. The day I'm thinking about
yeah,
it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hit that tree, and and I get stuck, and it's a stuck fest, and everybody's pulling my ski.
peer group pressure is really good.
Yep.
It makes you do stuff.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's okay because it's just snow. You're not going to get hurt too much.
No, no.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Well, here we have a philosophy say if you don't break a arm, you're not learning.
Especially this time of
Yeah.
year. The tree stumps are out there.
Oh yeah, I think you say I'm gonna pre-order these a arm to be sir.
Just carry one in your pack with you.
Yeah, we do trail fix. A bunch of plugs and a arm, and we're fine. Carry that around.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
do there is you organize ride with your buddies, but do there is
Yeah.
organization? How's that working?
Um, hmm. Look, it's mainly just each area has it's just a network of
Oh
people
yeah, yeah.
who know people, and they ride together and they form little Facebook groups or line groups, and someone knows the access to this point,
Hmm.
and someone's got a friend who wants to try snowmobiling, and so you have these little, I think it's like everywhere, these groups of people who ride together, uh, and sometimes it gets a bit tribal, and typically it's by a shop.
Okay.
So this shop,
Oh, okay.
will have
Okay.
this dealer will have a group of people who ride,
Okay.
and the other dealer. But because I ride all the brands, I don't care about that, and because I'm a foreigner, I kind of just swing between any of
Ah,
them,
you have a free pass.
so I don't, so I can keep out of that tribal stuff. And
Oh, that.
like it was really funny last winter. One of the guys we rode with for years, for several years, he was always on a cat, but he bought a skidoo,
Oh.
and he was telling me, "Ah, don't tell the boss that I'm on a skidoo, okay? Because you know I'm not on a cat this year." And I said, "Well, don't worry about it, man. I bought a do, and I still ride a cat, and I still go riding with those because he doesn't care." And he said, "Oh no, you can get away with that because you're a foreigner, but if I do it," so I completely ignored him. Actually, we were on the mountain, and he was with another group. He was like hiding so that the cat dealer wouldn't see him on a do.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh.
So I just told him straight up, "Hey mate, he's over there on a do. He didn't buy one of your cats." That was fine.
And as long as you're on snow and you're having fun, should you care?
That's right. Yeah.
Ah, that's a funny story. Oh, yeah, you make me jiggle on that.
Yeah, all these different groups.
And do these dealer have a rental possibility? So a guy like me can I drop in Japan and say I'm gonna rent a sled and I have a guide and or I have to organize myself?
Yeah, in Hokkaido you can definitely do
Okay,
that. Like I've got a mate who works in Hokkaido doing that. He's got a rental
okay.
place. He does snow bikes and snowmobiles. And yeah, you can. It's not as extensive as like you're talking about. You've got nine, what did you say?
Nine,
Nine different like
nine,
rental
yeah,
operations.
nine guiding services and rental. There is like 4 or 5 places you can rent.
Yeah. Look, in Japan, the most common rental situation is you go to a snow resort,
Okay.
and at the bottom of the lifts, they've got this tiny, boring, stupid flat track where you can drive around in circles for $100 on a snowmobile.
Oh,
Um, so it's not like you can go to a proper dealer, get a mount on sled, rent it, and head off. Except in Hokkaido,
they got that
they
for
do have that.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
So,
guy that want to have a trip of their life in Japan, they can do that.
yeah, I've been thinking about it, and one day, once this pandemic has gone away and we can travel again, lots of people tell me they want to come and ride in Japan.
That's
So I'm thinking that one winter I will put together a group of YouTube friends from Scandinavia and wherever, and try and put together a Hokkaido trip.
oh that will be crazy.
Fly in for a week or 10 days and ride sleds and do the Japan thing. So we'll see one day, maybe a couple of years time,
Yeah. Oh,
just for fun.
yeah. That will certainly bring a lot of fun to people that are riding the area and they want to change. It's different snow, different elevation, different people, different
Yeah, and
forest.
the people, Japan is a cool place to visit. It's just so different, and going to the hot onsen afterwards to have a bath, and it's just a fun time. Um, so you would need to get your magazine to sponsor you to
Uh,
come to Japan.
I think it's gonna be a Pierre sponsorship. I will self-sponsor that trip one day.
Self-sponsored, yeah.
Um, it's you know
We'll see.
magazine. They make money, but not that much like the industry. We're not
Yeah.
we're not floating on a absurd pile of cash. In fact,
What?
I'm a benevolent.
I thought you said you were.
Basically, they don't pay me for doing what I do. I just do it for fun, and
Yeah.
I think it's. I will have a video about that, like being part of a magazine or being part of a sponsor deal. What do it really represent is you giving your art to your sport. It's not about the money. It's not about the gear,
Mm.
because sincerely, the less gear you give me, the more I talk about my sport and less about gloves. I don't care about gloves. Do you care? You have your blue pair of gloves, and they're costing you, I don't know, $10 a pair. The one you made a video about it.
Yeah, no, I sometimes spend
Mm.
$12.
So yeah,
$10 is a bit cheap.
yeah, big bucks. So
Yeah.
there is much to say about that. Like it's not fun writing about it, but writing about Japan, wow, that's crazy cool. Writing about getting better on a mountain snowmobile, that's fun. That's where I want to
Yeah.
go, and that's where the sport is getting the vibe of the sport, giving the lifestyle to the people. And sponsor deal, they're just terrible. If you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna have a free sled, that's gonna be fun. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna pay
yeah. Your
twice.
dreams, mate.
You're gonna pay twice for it, man. They're gonna ask you tons of posts. They're gonna ask you video. They're gonna ask you to be present at a dealer show, dealer X, and after that, you take all your expense and say, "Oh God, it cost
Mm.
me twice or triple the amount of I would have paid this year for that snowmobile." And
Yeah, but I do understand that the appeal of it, because when I was getting into skiing and stuff, I was always looking for sponsors,
yeah,
and it's exciting when you see a way to get into a sport, something you love, and get paid
yeah,
for it and become kind of an insider. It's really exciting to start with.
oh yeah, that
And
part is crazy.
and it is, and you get exposed to all these interesting things, and it's fun, and you meet people, and you you get behind you get to look behind the curtain at how the stuff all comes together.
Yeah, you're the part
But
of the string pulling, but
yeah, but you get owned,
yeah,
right?
you
You're owned by the people who pay you,
yes,
and so it takes a few years until you kind of find a nice medium, like we were talking about earlier with the big sponsored riders,
yeah.
where you can kind of be a real person, do right by the brand, whatever it is you're hawking, but not just become a complete dickhead who's just talking product, product,
Oh yeah,
product
all the time, and
all day.
it's
Yeah,
it's because you're getting away from your sport. You think you're getting more in, and you're getting away of it. You're now a salesman, and and you
yeah,
f-
that's right. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah,
and you feel obligated. Like it's that
yep,
that part, being obligated to do something. Sometimes it's fun, like I have a duty to do that, but sometimes it's very bad because you're putting pressure on your family. You're putting your good time where you could be on a mountain having a lot of fun. Well, that weekend I have to be at open door and um, show these sled to a new customer. So this,
yeah.
I don't know how you deal where we're going for skis. Like they will give you a pair of skis and you have to be showing them around, or how was that working for you?
Well, when I was on the ski school, I was teaching skiing.
Okay,
Just if you're wearing those skis, people ask you about them. You can say how good they are and
uh,
recommend this and that.
okay, so
It's just to get some exposure for it. Um,
that's amazing ground
mm,
because you're not changing the way of your life. Like
True, because you're going to be skiing anyway.
yeah,
So that's kind of really low key, helpful sponsorship.
yeah,
It's the um, yeah, but it's really good being brand. What's the word? Brand agnostic,
yes, like
where you just ride what you feel like riding, do what you say, what you feel like saying,
yeah,
and
you're free to say everybody is good or everybody is bad. It's
yeah. So, and hey, don't you think some of the best videos that come out um, are I enjoy the ones more from either complete amateurs, Like there's a bunch of guys I watch who they put together amazing snowmobile movies,
Yeah.
and they're just five dudes who ride around Fernie or something, But they shoot these films and they're good riders, and they're often better than the professional publicity
Oh
videos from
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, the company.
pros.
Yeah, yeah. Well, snow was bad today. Let's build a jump. They take their shovel, they make an incredible
Yeah,
jump, and they jump it all day long, and it's
yeah,
beautiful. It's like we get the vibe, we get the lifestyle,
yeah.
and you see these guys breaking stuff, and they do trail repair like Sykes Performance. Have you ever seen one of these videos?
Yeah, I watch those guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
talk about breaking stuff.
yeah. So man, you look at I think it's Matt. Matt is an old mechanic. He was doing a job on a dealer.
He was a cat mechanic, wasn't
Yes.
he?
And looking at that guy bashing his clutch and like I needed a new clutch, change the clutch and everything. That
Yeah,
his video. He's not a professional, but he got getting a larger following every year. And I think it's at 20 something thousand. And
yeah. I mean, he's those guys. They're so real.
yeah,
They're just
you get the
um,
feeling of what's being with them and riding with them,
yeah,
and they have fun on the slope.
really have fun.
They're kidding, they're just teasing each other, they have a lot of fun, and that's about it. Like they don't run after like, oh, that brand is better than the other. uh,
Yeah, they
I
just
think he love riding cat, but he also hate them, like because he has to fix them also, but it's the same thing for
he's had to
everybody.
fix everything.
Like
Yeah,
what the professional, I'm not sure you knew, is the time they spend in the garage smashing around with an hammer and fixing a arm or replacing bushings. They don't show that.
right.
And these professional, when do we see them delaminate a track? Never. But for sure it has happened.
No, you don't see any of that stuff because it's they can't show the belts crapping out or the
Yeah,
skid breaking or the engine blowing up, or they can't show any of that stuff.
yeah, or bent tunnel. So it's totally a different. They are presenting a different planet.
Yeah, that's right. And so it's all on the spectrum, isn't it? You've got the commercial people at one end, and you've got the weekend warriors at the others. You just got to keep it all in perspective,
Yeah,
and then just get on your bloody sled and ride. Don't worry about it.
exactly. No, don't be terrible about it. And I love that word from your vocabulary. Um, Going to
Yeah.
we saw about the guiding the ride though. What
Yeah.
do it look like as term of dealer network in Japan? I was dreaming of seeing Yamaha everywhere, and all in your video, nobody's riding Yamaha.
That's right. It's funny, eh?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't quite get it. So, but actually, as far as I know, the importer for Polaris and Outer Cat in Japan are the same company,
Okay.
but the dealer networks are separate.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Different business.
the importer is one. Yeah. And then but I think Do is the biggest network in Skidoo is biggest one in Japan.
Okay.
And no one rides the Yamaha four strokes in the mountains, or very few people. You see a few Cat four strokes, the same thing. You see a few of them out there, but very few. Nearly everyone's on the two stroke from Do, Polaris, and Cat.
Okay. And do you think it will change with the new mountain max? Well, it's a cat, but it's in blue.
With the what?
Mountain Max. It's an alpha one, but in blue.
Oh yeah, that one, the blue Alpha. I don't know. Actually, it'll be interesting to see if anyone. I don't know who the Yamaha dealer is around here. My Cat dealer is a Yamaha dealer officially, but I've
Okay.
never seen him sell a Yamaha sled.
Okay.
He doesn't have them there. Never seen anyone order one.
So he's more about
So-
snowblower.
Yeah, and motorbikes.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, they do great in motorbike. Dirt bike is they make really good good stuff.
And a snow bike too, hey.
Yeah.
My mate down the road's got Yamaha for a snow bike, super grunty. So I don't know. I mean, it's just an alpha with a
Yeah. Well,
blue
future
paint,
future will
basically, isn't
tell.
it? Yeah, good on them. Maybe I mean, they're not stupid, Yamaha. I mean, face it, they invented the Alpha Hawk with my help.
Yeah. Uh,
So clearly they've got some engineering talent.
oh, and the
And
Enticer is a really good machine. I have one a 95. It's a Gen 2 Enticer, and it's crazy good.
ooh,
Oh,
is that with the Super Mountain 8 millimeter lug, or was that the 6 millimeter lug?
the one I have is around 1 inch, so that's not that bad.
Oh wow,
Yeah, and it's a long skid, 139 ish something, or I can't remember exactly, but it's a long snowmobile.
yeah, look, the Enticer long track on spring hardpack is insane fun.
Oh yeah,
I've got this mountain road that goes up here, and when it's hard snow in spring, that is just a drift animal, that Enticer long track. God, it's fun.
oh they were great snowmobile for the time, for sure, and they're still fun
Yeah.
to ride. You just have to have the proper terrain
Yeah.
for it. Uh,
Yeah, that's right. You need to train because you can basically pin the throttle and go up a mountain road, just drifting it pinned the whole way to the top. And you just have to be right off the side with your ass on the snow.
you're
Oh,
an
it's so
anchor.
good. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, they are great, and that's the feeling I wanted from Yamaha. Like 2 years ago, I was really disappointed about the release, uh,
Uh-huh.
and now I think they're going in a good way because, you know what, we can have Arctic Cat in Canada right now. They don't have to write,
Oh yeah, because that weird
dude.
thing, I don't get it.
Yeah, there's a lawsuit and all that
Yeah.
copyright infringement stuff, and it's bad for the industry. It's bad for everybody. But yeah, basically, if you want a Alpha One, you buy a Mountain Max, and you're good.
It's really strange, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't follow the details of it, but it's just lawyers fighting.
yeah.
So
But it's really bad for our dealer network. Like you're an Arctic Cat dealer, and now you cannot sell snowmobile. It's it's bad for business.
yeah.
Yes, you have the right to sell part because that will be awful. Like, oh yeah, you have an old cat and we cannot sell you any A-arm. Sorry. Okay. What I'm doing all winter? I'm buying stuff from eBay. Or it's killing business.
Yeah.
And basically, Arctic Cat, they don't have much problem. It's not much money for their end. Anyway, they are doing pre-order stuff, so they won't build snowmobile, so they are not spending that money.
Huh.
But for the people that are selling them, the dealer network is it's bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like at the moment, you want to have a cat, you buy an Arctic, you buy a Yamaha.
Yamakat.
Yeah, cat ma. Yamaha cat.
Catmar, is that what you call it? Catmar.
But like these trail guy, once they taste a Genesis Turbo, will they ever be back on a C-Tech? That's a thing.
Hmm.
Like you're right.
I don't know anything about trail riding. I kind of don't really get it.
Uh,
But I guess you got to ride what you can.
Basically, they have all these groomer that are taking care of the trail. All the trail are, especially in Quebec, they are pristine more often than not. And we can do all the province. We start totally east and we go totally west. We can go north. We can go everywhere in the province as long as there is snow. There's a trail, and
Wow.
it's all interconnected.
Yeah.
So basically, you can start from Montreal. You find a location where you can have the trail in nearby Montreal area, and you start from there and can go everywhere. And there is hundreds and hundreds of kilometers of trails. It's crazy.
Right.
But trail is fun. But I mean, it's if you want to travel, that's a great way. If you want to ride for fun, well, I think mountain sledding is the way to go.
Yeah, surely technically it must be just totally different. The skills required on the mountain are just
Oh,
much more complex than on a trail.
yeah. Basically, everything you did on your old gear was doing trail riding. Like it's
Right.
exactly like it. So you're
Except colder.
colder and faster. In Quebec, we have
Hmm.
limitation in terms of speed, but
Really?
yeah,
You have a speed limit?
yes, we have a 70 kilometers speed limit.
Really?
Yeah, that's quite boring. But let's say that when there's a stretch, I don't think most people
Yeah.
follow the rule. It,
That's another great thing about snowmobiling, um, especially in the mountains, because it's off terrain. It's a sport where you can use all the throttle, right?
yeah, you go wide open and you don't care.
And there's no rules against it, and it's so you really get if you get a big machine, you get to use all of it.
Yeah.
And like I've got a motorbike, a leader motorbike. There's no way I'm going to be using all of that on the road. Same in my car. I mean, you don't do it.
You know that for
But when winter comes,
yeah. You know that foreigner? If everybody know that foreigner that is going too fast on his bike.
yeah,
There's always a
well, they're
police
not
car
very
in the
fast.
road just ahead.
Yeah,
Oh no, mountain snowmobile is freedom, so for sure. So
yeah.
trail network, do you have any in Japan, or it's
I don't think so.
yeah,
There are some areas where I know the old dudes go lake ice fishing,
okay,
and they tend to have these old air-cooled
okay.
Yamahas. They have the 540Y, what do you call it? The YK? What is it? The
Uh,
VK,
oh yeah,
VK
VK.
540.
Yeah, I have one
It's the
VK.
only Yamaha I've never owned. I really want one. So they have them. They go along the forest road and get to the lake and punch a hole and do that. But there's no established trail network,
Okay,
groomed trails, all that stuff doesn't exist.
so okay, it's all about mountain riding or backcountry riding, even if you're not in deep slope, like you're doing road ride and
Yeah,
lake ride.
road riding. Like there'll be some forest roads which are closed in
Yeah,
winter, and there are a few places will take you for a tour, along the road, around the corner, and back through the trees
yeah.
and down.
Traditional boondocking.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's mainly secret mountain locations where a bunch of people head into the hills, go crazy.
oh yeah, that's cool. It's way different from what we have here. Like it's here we are in for the trail system. It's very like tight and government is it. There is patrol.
Yeah,
There is all these stuff that are going around. You have to have your insurance here. You have to have a trail pass that are costing you.
you're gonna have a license for your sled too, right? I've saw and I always see these numbers on the side of your
Yes,
snowmobiles.
yes,
What's
yes.
that?
That's the license. So basically, you have to register your snowmobile to the government, and you have to insurance it, and then after that, you have to get your trail pass. So after that, like you're most likely before your season, you're 500, 600 in.
Oh,
That's a lot of money if you want to go trail riding. I rather
we got none of that.
yeah,
No license, no pass, no insurance, nothing.
I rather have like an insurance for mountain. Like if I am hurting somebody on the mountainside with my snowmobile, like let's say I fall off
Yeah,
of it and it's rolling on somebody. I'd rather have an insurance for that. Like oh,
yep,
to avoid pursuit. But other than that, like I rather put gasoline in my snowmobile than having to pay that trail pass and everything.
yeah,
But it's
yeah. Different thing.
yeah, but there is a lot of people that have only been trail riding, and this is what they love. They love to see the countryside, and it's the best way to
Hmm.
do it. So they can travel, they can go from shelter to shelter. And when I say shelter, it's probably the wrong word because it's a large restaurant where you can put out your gear
Yeah.
and get all hot and dry up and be happy about it, and you're gonna brag about your Genesis Turbo that is pulling
God, yeah.
250 HP.
I got to tell you though, you have to admit that trail riding videos of people doing that are the most boring thing to watch in the world.
Oh yeah,
A video of someone riding a trail, getting off and going to a restaurant.
yeah, I did.
God damn, it's
I
boring.
did that, and I say, I'm editing my stuff and say, I will not do anything of that anymore. Like, especially like you cannot go over the limit because you're filming yourself.
You're filming it, yeah.
So like I don't want to get the police knocking my door, and I have good policeman friend, and they could just know, hey, I know it's you. So you were going 150 on the trail on that day. I saw it in the video. Uh, yeah, well, forget about it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. Because these video would be fun. Like we go walk and we just wheelies on the trail, or we trail ride like crazies. But it's basically racing, so you cannot go and do that. And
Huh.
it's not like as a magazine, or it's not good at all for the sport. But yeah,
Hmm.
they're different animal. But if you want to see the countryside, um, travel, I think it's a great way. Bring your girlfriend. You'll be surprised the number of people that are traveling together on the same snowmobile.
Hmm.
Uh,
I took my wife up the hill once on a snowmobile at night, and there were three of us. I kind of forgot she was on the back, and it was a it was an Enticer 340, and there were lots of whoopsies on the road. And I got excited and just started really going for it, hanging off the side of sled. And yeah, she didn't really want to ride much after that.
uh, that's the worst. Like I forgot you were there, and she just fell off right at the start.
It was, yeah, that was peer group pressure. Because I had a mate who was going pretty quick, and it was at night because it's fun to go up at night on the old
Yeah,
things anyway. So that cured her of snowmobiling.
but yeah, it's totally different. And like I love to go at the cabin where what we call the sugar shack, but it's a cabin, and just bring the two-seater and get kids in the back so I can pull them up
Yeah,
and travel around. But it's like low speed, nothing like crazy. Just you're on flat, your ski are flat. You pull the trail, so small.
yeah, that's really fun. Eh? We've got a big toboggan that
Yeah.
you can stick a couple of adults or half a dozen kids in and terrify them. And we got, have you seen this couch? We've got a ski couch on the back we can tow around the property.
Wow.
And we've got a sofa too, a single seater sofa, which is pretty good fun. Um, so yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, it's part of being in the backcountry and sharing this passion with your family, and
Oh, that was beautiful what you just said there. Being in the backcountry and sharing with your family.
yeah, well, it is, and we go.
Yeah, it is.
Hot dogs are better at the cabin than they are in anywhere else in the world. Like,
That's true.
uh,
That's a,
you share them with your
same with
people.
hot chocolate.
Yes, you share them with your people you love. You share these moments. Okay, they're different than when you're walking powder and you're having a lot of fun on the slope, but there is moment that they cherish. And I remember when I was a kid having these kind of moment where my father would bring me on a snowmobile and we were having an adventure, and that's what
Yeah,
made the sport grow. That these kids at one day they want to come back to that, and they become who we are in terms of snowmobiler. They
that's right.
they become
Wasting all their money and time.
yeah. They cannot do drug if you're there doing snowmobile, so that's the best part of it.
Snowmobiling is a drug.
So yeah, that's cool. I don't know where we can go else.
Well, I'll tell you one place I need to go. And I'm gonna have to go to bed soon.
Yeah, yeah, it's
It's
night
getting
for
late.
you. It's getting late.
Yeah,
We have 13-hour difference, so it's past midnight, right?
just coming up to
Yeah.
midnight. Yeah,
Okay. So I will let you go. Thank you, Dan. It was a pleasure talking with you. And if you want, we'll do it again.
yeah, definitely. Because like I say, I'll have a chat to you and I'll work out how to do something in Japanese because the people I always have my mates here saying, "Oh, I wish you'd put subtitles on your video. I don't know what you're talking about because they don't speak English." Um, and if they use the automatic subtitle thing, it comes out as gibberish.
Yeah, all the time.
So if I did an interview with, if I could put you up in Japanese. Anyway, like I said, you've got 2 weeks. Just sort your Japanese out,
I will
okay?
sort it out.
Just
I
learn
will
it. I'll
sort it
send you a
out.
book.
The time we get here, I probably get 2 days of practice.
Thank you. I'm relying on you, man.
All right, I will check that out. You will see, I will be on the trail. You cannot take me away from my rail. I will have a speech for you guys.
Oh, that'll be fun. I'll get you speaking Japanese.
All right.
But I'll definitely come over your way sometime. Get back to Canada
If you come,
and
drop by.
come.
Um, I'm not Whiskeybo, but it might be fun to hang out too. So.
I met Louis. I met him at the Toronto snow
Oh
show,
yeah.
and he's hoping to come to Japan sometime. So when he does, we'll hook up.
That'd be great. I'm sure you guys will make great content about it, and have great fun.
Yeah, don't rely on me for much great content.
I love it. It's natural. It feel not forced, and you have a great voice, so it's making it all fun to watch and listen to.
I appreciate it. Well, it was good. We just met online through Snowmobile YouTube videos. So started something beautiful.
Yeah, well, it's a community, and I think we're to grow it together, and it's wonderful about it. See different part of the world, see how
Yep.
snowmobile is great, and bring us everywhere in our head, in our art, and on snow.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Praise be the snowmobile god. All
And
right,
on that note, praise the Lord.
and have a good night of sleep, my friend. I have to go to
Hey,
work.
talk to you again soon.
All right, thank you.
That was really fun. See you later.
See ya.